Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to this reading. We're going to look at your biggest changes that you're meant to hear about in 2024. I had I'm a little bit ahead actually in my schedule, so I wanted to get back on schedule, and it's too early to do February mid-monthly readings, so I figured I would just see what are the biggest four changes that you could be going through or experiencing, in 2024, and how you can best prepare for them or whatever. So let's see. You start off with this elephant. We'll start with the elephant. You start with this elephant card and this earthworm card. So the earthworm kind of represents something that needs to come out. It kind of represents you feeling like you're not good enough, or feeling what you have to say doesn't matter and needing to share something here. Damn, Pisces, this is amazing. I knew this was going to be a good year for you just in general, but just in general, I feel that there is something that needs to come out. It's kind of funny that in this deck, that these two, this is meant to be the weakest one. I'm not calling you weak, but this is meant to be the weakest animal in this deck, and this is meant to be the strongest one. In this deck, I'm pretty sure in the book this is the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle, by the way, and in the book for this deck, I'm pretty sure she says that the elephant kind of represents unstoppable energy and being unstoppable. So there's definitely something that I kind of feel like this first row is talking about something that needs to change inside of you. And what I feel like needs to change inside of you is believing that you're unstoppable. I think this first row definitely has to do with your belief system and what you believe about yourself. Because again, this earthworm card, it's not like a bad card. It just says that there are things that maybe you don't believe you're capable of doing that you are, or that you need to just believe more in yourself in some way. And again, the elephant card is very auspicious, but this is a very successful reading as well. 10 of Pentacles, Sun, Star, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Swords, damn. But I kind of feel like the first change that you could be experiencing really this year, or something, I think this kind of is your entire year this year, really. I think that it's a personal change. You have the Queen of Pentacles. I kind of feel this has to do with your personal resources. What are you personally, what are you capable of? And I think you are much more capable of, more than you realize. And I always say that to you, Pisces, but I definitely feel that it's true. You have the Queen of Swords here. I feel you're actually seeing things very clearly. If we go this way here, you go straight to the Wheel of Fortune. And so this kind of says that you are seeing very clearly the things that need to change and how you can take control of your life. It's almost like if you could just get started on something right now, something that you've been thinking about starting, I think you would be successful very, very quickly. You wouldn't be waiting at all. I think that things would be successful for you right away. Especially if you have a big goal, wish, or dream. You have the Five of Wands. I feel like this is what you're imagining is conflict, competition, not being good enough, kind of like a little bit of imposter syndrome energy here, Pisces. But I almost feel like this reading is saying, you're the elephant. You're not you're not the earthworm. And, really that's what I feel you need to realize here in this reading, is that you are much more powerful than you realize. But I feel like you kind of have to step into your power, or accept the power, right? So let's see here. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Page of Swords here. It's what is popping into my head as well is there is the truth, and then there is your truth. And, for some of you with the Queen of Pentacles, you might be looking into your finances with this Page of Swords as well, and you could be saying well, the truth is my finances don't look very good, which is the truth. But what is the truth inside of you? Are you a millionaire on the inside? And I know that sounds stupid, but I also feel that you could easily create that reality. It's not going to happen overnight, obviously, but I think it's something that you need to look into with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a card of curiosity, and I definitely feel we have a ton of curiosity here. Two lights right here with the Sun and the Star. Also, the Hangman is all about enlightenment. So it's almost like one of the changes that you could be experiencing is going to be enlightenment or understanding. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Five of Wands again. So I feel like you are much more clear than you realize as well. So, if you're thinking about doing something new or taking your life in a new direction, I really feel you just have to do it, because clearly you will be successful here. It's a very successful reading. It's you have the Three of Swords, but, who cares? And I kind of feel like the Five of Wands is more imposter syndrome anyway, like feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like people wouldn't want to listen to what you have to say, and all those things, especially in this first row. With the Five of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Yeah, like waking up to your true calling, becoming who you really are. So it's like you are becoming very powerful, Pisces. And again, the elephant represents like a very auspicious time. You know, in that deck, it's considered very lucky as well. So the luck is there for you to take, but I also feel you have to take it. I feel like you have to grab on to the luck and make it happen here, you know, especially if you're trying to create more luck, or if you're trying to be more, you know, quote unquote lucky, whatever the case may be. For your next big change, you have this occupation and this marriage card. Some of you, this definitely could be marriage. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, so that could definitely be a change that happens for you. I feel like some of you know about it. I feel like others don't, actually. So I do feel, I wouldn't really call this a love reading necessarily, Pisces, although I think love is always available to us. But I do feel that some of you could be meeting a person that you will actually commit to in the this year. And are you going to get married this year? Maybe not. It's going to be different for all of you. But really, I feel like this is you more committing to work. I feel like that another big change, the next big change that you could be going through in 2024 is having something or discovering something that you want to be committed to. I think that's what the marriage card here is talking about. I actually feel really good about that Four of Wands because, yeah, the Four of Wands can be marriage and all that other stuff, but Four of Wands can also be a card of freedom. So I feel for a lot of you, there's literally going to be a change in your work with this occupation card, and it's going to be something that you actually either want to do or something that leads to more freedom. Like I said, with the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of freedom. We'll talk about that in a minute. You start with the Ten of Pentacles, the Magician, the Star, and the Sun. Damn. The Sun and the Star is fame and fortune. So, you know, as I always say, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to become famous, but it is amazing for getting attention. So if you do anything that requires attention, you know, a job, if you're on YouTube or anything like that, I really feel that this is kind of like you getting a lot of attention. I feel like there's something fated happening for you as well, because you also have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune can represent fate, you know, which, okay, great. You know, that's what I always say about that. But then you also have the Ace of Swords, which is also, you know, can represent kind of like some sort of truth, some sort of karmic truth. And, you know, I think the truth that's going on here is something that is true to you. Ten of Pentacles is something, you know, work-wise, it is something that you can do all day long, and something that fulfills you with a bunch of energy or makes you feel very fulfilled. So I do feel this could be a fulfilling position or job coming in for you if you want work. And again, it does look to me like some of you are committing to work. Even if you're retired, I feel you could be committing to work. Like this could be, you know, a new opportunity for you to do something new or different. And, you know, again, even if you're retired, it could just be, you know, working around the house or, you know, something else, but definitely going to be very fulfilling. You have the Magician here. I'm going to show you here, actually. Funny enough, the Magician is pointing to the Hangman. So this would tell me that you are reinventing yourself or you are changing yourself in some way. The Magician is a card of reinvention. He has this snake wrapped around his waist, and the snake wrapped around his waist represents the Ouroboros right here. And so the Ouroboros represents reinvention or changing yourself in some way. And he's literally pointing at the Hangman. It's almost like you are becoming enlightened as to like what you need to commit to in your life. This could be in work, business, or otherwise. And I feel that it could be leading to fame and fortune. It's crazy that these two kind of came out together. So amazing. I do think that you are going to be very inspirational at this time. You know, I always say this to you, Pisces, like, yeah, Pluto's going into Aquarius, which, you know, is kind of going to, you know, probably maybe benefit Aquarius if they move towards their inspirations. But, you know, I really feel it's you for whatever reason. Why? I don't know. I can't explain it. But, you know, I think that it's Pisces' job to be an inspiration. You know, I think that there's a lot of things that I could go on and on about that you've dealt with over the years, especially having Uranus in your second. You had Uranus in your second house when it was back in Aries, and for most of you. And I think that Uranus in Aries is very challenging in the first place, but then to have it in your second house as well is very challenging also. And so I feel a lot of you, it's like what you went through during that time is basically what everybody's about to go through. And you are here to be an inspiration to other people because of that. And, you know, again, I would just do whatever you can to help guide people or be a shining light. I kind of feel that is your job. I also feel that, again, if you do anything in regards to like getting attention, working together with other people, it looks to me like you are definitely, obviously, getting attention. If you want love, I would also get out there, because, this is, like I said, not like a majority love reading, but there's definitely good love here if you want it. So that could be a big change, but we'll have to see. With the Ten of Pentacles, again, I knew that this second row here was more talking about work. Eight of Pentacles is just straightforward work. And, it's a card of diligence and putting in work. And so I feel like you are finding something that is diligent. And what's kind of funny as well is I see you being a lot more efficient this year, 2024. Like, not right now. Like, maybe the beginning of the year, February, maybe once we get, like, into March and April. I kind of feel like you are developing maybe a better routine, or a more efficient routine. And I actually see you doing more work, but less, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's how it's popping into my head. It's almost like you are just kind of, and my phone's going off, so there you go. It's on silent, so I don't even know how that's possible, but whatever. And what I would say here is that, it looks to me like you are doing like more work but less is what I'm getting. I don't know. That's what keeps popping into my head. Obviously, it's a good thing. I think what it really is you're developing like a routine, or you're becoming more efficient, and you're probably doing more of the things that actually work. Sometimes, down or dirty tarot, I just look at the Eight of Pentacles as putting work in, getting energy out. It's, straightforward work. But you are clearly working on your abundance. With the Magician, you have the Page of Wands here. See, again, you've been looking at something for a long time with the Page of Swords. Now you're ready to go on the adventure. So it wouldn't surprise me, Pisces, if, some of you were changing your work, literally getting a new job or starting a new business, or, again, even if you're retired or if you don't work, you could be going on new adventures, doing new things throughout your day, changing your daily routine. And I kind of just feel like that's what the Page of Wands is saying. With the Sun and the Star, yes, you have to step into the attention. Four of Pentacles is like where you are right now, and holding on to a comfort zone, maybe not getting attention, not standing out in some way, all that stuff. So I kind of feel like you have to step into the attention. I know what this is too, the Sun and the Star. I kind of feel for you, it's like maybe there are moments where you hold back in all areas of your life because you're like, who am I to, tell people how to live, or offer my advice, or whatever the case may be, right? It's almost like one of the big changes that will be happening for you this year is I see you speaking your mind more. Being more forward, realizing that your ideas are good ideas, realizing that you are unique. And but again, I want to stress, I think for Pisces, the way to discover these things is to do them. If you stay here with the Four of Pentacles where you are, then you're not going to discover, how powerful you truly are here, Pisces. You have this, for your next big change, you have this card that says, give yourself some credit for how far you've come. Damn. I think this whole entire reading is kind of saying that. I think that, again, the past many years for you, since maybe like 2012 Pisces, it's like you need to realize that you've learned enough to be very successful right now. I think that part of me also feels that part of the problem here is a really good reading. But part of the problem here is I think you're kind of thinking back to 2012 Pisces, and you're saying, I can't be successful now, but it's almost like because of 2012 Pisces, if that makes sense. I feel like you need to realize that you're 2024 Pisces, you're not 2012 Pisces anymore. You have this Gaia card. It says, trust the universe has a better plan than you do. Yes, you are following a new plan. I think that this new plan is this one right here. It's a path to freedom with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of freedom. These, really, it can be a card of marriage, and there's no doubt some of you could be, I just feel more that you're meeting a person that you could marry. Some of you, sure, could get married this year, but like I said, but for most of you, I feel like you're meeting a person that you will marry or could marry, that where it could be a commitment. But I feel the Four of Wands is more encouraging you to cross through this threshold right here. I always say that Four of Wands is a portal card. There is a portal right here where you have to complete one thing. This is like a finish line up here. And so, to me, the Four of Wands says something has to be completed for you to move on to the next thing. We have the Three of Swords, which could be like a separation or separating away from something and needing to move on to the next thing. But you have that card there that says, what did it say again? I can't remember. It says, trust the universe has a better plan than you do. So it's like whatever you're walking away from or whatever isn't working out as well, I almost get the feeling that what's happening is I feel like something in your life is not working as well as it used to, whatever that is. Maybe it's a business not making any money or as much money as you want it to. I do feel it's financially related for obvious reasons. We have a lot of financial cards here, but it could be anything. It could be in work or whatever, but I kind of feel like you're comparing and maybe it's triggering these like 2012 things that happened to you back in 2012 when, things went poorly or, whatever happened. And so I kind of feel like it's almost like you could be healing some karmic wounds here. And this doesn't necessarily have to do with love, but definitely could be part of it because, I think this is more of a deep healing. But I actually feel pretty good about this. It's like, yeah, maybe you have moments where you're a little bit scared of what's going to happen, but at the same time, I feel like you're healing. You have the Hangman. Hangman tells me that you're getting the answers you need. So, he is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom so he can gain enlightenment. He is your card. You are comfortable in this position, Pisces. So, I feel for a lot of you that, one of the big changes is that there is a big change coming, it looks like, literally. But at the same time, I feel that you are being led in a new direction. Let's see. With the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Cups. Yes, again, I knew I should have said it because I knew this card was going to come up. But, this is a card where he is crying over spilt wine right here. And so he's grieving the loss of something he no longer enjoys. And there are these two cups behind him, and then there's this bridge in this castle. I always say that he needs to kind of turn around and be grateful for what he has, because then he gets this bridge in the castle. But the story of the Five of Cups is, again, he is grieving the loss of something he no longer enjoys. He doesn't even like it anymore. So I feel for some of you that, true freedom is releasing things that no longer serve you. And, that's what it's encouraging that. With the Three of Swords, you have the Strength card. I feel like you have been very strong. Strength card is something that we have to do every single day. Strength, she is taming this lion, and that lion is submitting to her. But again, it's something that she has to do day in, day out. Maybe she's a little bit exhausted or tired of doing this, but she knows she has to do it anyway. So, again, that lion kind of represents her inner demons, her inner critic, her inner voice, but she is doing it. I feel like people are seeing you as very disciplined as well. Eight of Pentacles is a great card of like endurance and discipline. And then you go down to the Ace of Swords here, which is like a victory. So, I feel like some of you are being seen as being very disciplined or very strong. With the Hangman, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Damn, Pisces. I'm telling you right now, I think if you're watching this reading and you're worried about money, I get money worries over here in this first row. That's why I'm saying it. I feel like there's nothing to worry about. You know what I'll tell you is the only time that you should worry is if you're not stepping into the elephant energy. I think that if you're staying hidden and, you're not taking the risks and putting things out there, then again, maybe that's a different story. But I think this reading is saying if you're setting yourself free, if you are stepping into new experiences, then you're going to be very abundant, or there is a lot of abundance coming in for you. At the end here, for your next big change, you have this Fork in the Road card and this Clean It Up card. I feel that you are cleaning up your vibration. And I also feel, I really see you picking a new path. It's almost like you're saying, no, I'm not going to pick this or that. I'm going to pick my own thing, and which is very Piscean, deciding that you're just going to march to the beat of your own drum, do your own thing. And I really see you doing that here. You even have the Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Swords. But Two of Pentacles is this or that thinking, kind of. And, it's a card of juggling and spinning plates. But I feel like you're saying, like, no, I don't want to spin plates. I just kind of want to do my own thing. And I want to see how it goes, even if it doesn't look like anything anyone has ever done before. And I think if you do that, you will be very successful. I definitely see you, again, I think a big change here is busyness. So I see you being, it's kind of interesting because I said it a second ago. I see you being busy, but it's not like I see you being busy, working harder, but less. So I don't know. Take that how it resonates. It kind of makes sense because, if you just work, let's say you work, like 20 hours a day, but really what you're doing is you're spreading out like 6 hours, let's say, over that period of time, and you're working a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. If you condense that down to 6 hours and you work a straight 6 hours, then it's kind of like less time. I know that math doesn't math, but bear with me. I think that's kind of what this is saying. It's almost like you're developing a better routine. I was getting something about a routine on that Eight of Pentacles this year, and I think that would be amazing for you, Pisces. Definitely a really good idea. You have the Wheel of Fortune, definitely changing your fortunes. So we know that this is a very fortunate reading. I think that it, again, requires you to step up into that unstoppable, fame and fortune energy, we'll call it, with the elephant, and needing to believe that you're lucky, needing to believe that you are unstoppable as well. You have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a victory or success coming in for you. So I do feel like there is kind of like a big victory here at this time, especially because it seems to me like you're taking control of your destiny, like I said, with that Wheel of Fortune. But let's see what we have going on for you here. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Hermit. Could be a Virgo coming in for some of you. Could be a Virgo or a Leo if you're looking for love. Again, so, I would get out there. But I also feel that this is saying shine your light. He has earned his right to share his voice. Remember what I said. I really kind of get this feeling of you, like if I put myself in your shoes, I am a Pisces, but I take myself out of the readings when I do the readings. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, I don't think you say this to yourself. I think this is more, like a blockage or something where you say to yourself, like, who am I to share these ideas, or who am I to live my life this way? But I think you are the one. you are the one, Neo, right? You are the leader of the Matrix here, Pisces. Pisces is definitely going to be, I think Pisces is definitely going to be the one to, take over the Matrix or whatever you want to call it. But, I think you need to believe that you can be that person, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Hangman. This is almost like a blessing, I feel, because, especially for those of you that are out of ideas. Like if you're saying to yourself, I just don't even know what my next step needs to be. I kind of get that feeling from this reading where you're just like, I don't even know what to do next. I feel like you're getting some answers, and obviously that's a good thing. That'll be very helpful. And with the Ace of Swords, yes, you have the Empress. Damn, this is like a big glow up reading as well here, Pisces, for sure. And whenever I have the Sun, Star, and the Empress showing up in a reading, to me that definitely represents major kind of like glow up vibes. But this is through living your truth. I think you need to realize how unique you are, and it's like the rules don't apply to you, is what I feel like this Ace of Swords is saying. And I think maybe even if you like slow down and think about it for just a hot minute, I think maybe even over like the end of last year into this year, maybe you spent some time thinking about rules that you didn't agree with necessarily, or, kind of rules you wanted to bend or break. And I'm not talking about real rules. What we're talking about here is like, maybe, I don't know. It's like something I've been thinking about recently is everybody's like, oh, you have to niche down, right? On YouTube, you have to have a niche that you belong to. But it's like, what if you just talk about whatever the hell you want, And so that's what I mean by a rule. It's not really a rule. I think the successes could potentially be coming from you doing things that, go against the norm. And I really feel that's what, yeah, sure, the Empress can represent, glow up vibes and everything like that. I think that for whatever reason, she's more talking about your unique path here, Pisces. This is a pretty powerful reading, I have to say. And again, I want to stress that while it's a good reading, I don't necessarily think that it's like, it's not going to be just like super easy, because again, you have to step into that elephant energy is what the reading is saying. You have this Cracked Cup card. It says dissatisfaction with life. I think you need to let this motivate you. I think Pisces has like these stages of grief, not really stages of grief, but I think Pisces has these stages of being pissed off, right? It's like, first you get really frustrated maybe, and you're not sure what to do, and then you get really pissed off that things aren't working, and then you make things work, right? After that. And so I kind of feel this dissatisfaction could actually be a little bit more motivating for you. You have this Jug. It says lighthearted, carefree time. Yes, I think we see a lot of socializing here. I didn't really talk about it, but Four of Wands especially, I would say anything you can do to get out of your head, to socialize, all that other stuff, good idea. You have this bell. It says announcement on it. There could be some good news coming in for you. I think there's a lot of good news coming in this year. So, I think you could just be getting a lot of good news. You have this Whale. It says great worry over nothing. I think I made some sort of sad whale joke, or I called you a whale in a reading, and then I said, no, you're not a whale. Remember? Does anyone remember this? Something like that happened. But anyway, I think that you need to make sure you're not worrying at this time, especially. You have this Cane card. You have two cards here. It says, pay attention to your health. You have this Fly. It says a period of ill health and depression. Again, these cards are a little bit negative, but what I will say is we have Saturn and Pisces. Whenever Saturn is in your sign, it's never a bad idea to make sure you're taking care of yourself and all that other stuff. So, just make sure to take care of yourself. You have this Grapes card. It says time to go out and have fun. Yes, it is time for you to have some fun, lighten up, and, do things you enjoy. But this looks really, really good, Pisces. Again, I think you need to believe you're the elephant, just that simple. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy the rest of the year.